Okay, for the last like 5 years or so, I've been very interested in nunchucks. But when I was a kid, the sport I was most interested in playing was badminton. So, you know, a few years ago, like not that long after starting nunchucks really, I had the idea of combining the two. Basically, you know, trying to play badminton with nunchucks, or Badchux, as I nicknamed it. The idea seems, you know, quite ridiculous. Like, I don't know if you've seen videos of people playing baseball with nunchucks or not, but that's like a fairly reasonable idea, because it doesn't really matter where you hit it in baseball. You just got to smack it as hard as you can and then run, you know, fairly simple. But to try and play a game like badminton, it's all about accuracy and putting the shuttle where you want it. And trying to do that with a racket which is connected with a cord, so you don't actually have direct control over it, it's a very, very silly idea. And also, you know, trying to hit a shuttle with a nunchuck, you know, you got to hit the end of the shuttle, which is quite a small piece, and you're hitting with a round object. It just generally seems like a bad idea all round. But that hasn't stopped me, you know, playing with it every now and again. So first step was just to try and hit the shuttle with nunchucks, which you can do. You can hit the shuttle fairly reliably, you know, like, there's been lots of challenges for striking things like throwing coins in the air and smacking them, and you know, I've done all of them, and it's not that hard once you get used to it. You just got to, you know, track the object, give it a smack, like done. But hitting it where you want it to go is a lot more challenging. Right? I've tried it with shuttles a lot, and I can smack them, but you can't aim them, they just go. So I started thinking that, right, well, what you actually need, rather than just hitting with the nunchuck, is you need to some way combine the racket and the nunchuck. Like, so I kind of went with the simple option. I like sellotape, so I just taped a racket on some nunchucks. What I did was I had a pair of junior nunchucks from when I was really little, junior badminton rackets from when I was really little, which are here, and what I did was I simply hacksawed off the handle, and then I took a set of Pro Chucks and strapped it on like that, and that was my first attempt. And that worked pretty badly, to be honest. What I found was that when you swing it, rather than swinging, you know, racket first like that, it turns edge on and swings that way, obviously, because there's less air resistance. So, you know, yeah, I kind of felt stupid for not realising this before I did it. So what you need is some sort of tail, you know, basically, like streaming out behind it to make it swing that way still. So you're always presenting the flat racket face. So, yeah, obviously, you know, like, perfect design would be some sort of cloth windsock, basically, like trailing out behind it. But I didn't, you know, I don't know how to sew or anything like that, so I went for a slightly easier option. So presenting my first prototype of Badchux, ta-da! Alright, as you can see, what I've done is take a Tesco's shopping bag and cut the handles, and then tie one handle around the base, one handle at 2 points up here, and the Tesco bag conveniently come with these little tags at the side for tying your bags up tighter, so you just strap them onto the edge, and then you cut through the back, creating an windsock, which, believe it or not, actually works. So I've been practicing with this a little bit in the garden, and I can serve fairly accurately with it. Like, it'll land within a couple of feet of where I'm trying to put it, and I can smash even more accurately. If I, you know, knock it up in the air and it comes down, I can hammer it pretty much into the ground where I want it to go. Overhead clearance, yeah, you just whack it out there. Backhand's pretty difficult, but yeah, it's not as hard as I once thought it would be. So what I've not done yet is actually take these onto a court and try and play a game with them. The other thing I haven't done yet, which I want to do, is, as you can see at the moment I've only got one on there, but there's the other one of the pair that I set up, so I want to go double-ended. Like, because at the moment, you know, because there's one stick and one's got a racket on it, it means the sticks are differently balanced, so you can't do any wrist rolls or anything with it, which I think is kind of the fun of the idea, really, trying to play badminton and throw in a few aerials and wrist rolls between shots. So yeah, I don't know if this is ever actually going to work, or if it's just going to be far more difficult to actually play a game than I think it is, but I just wanted to share my progress so far and let you know that I fully intend to rent out a badminton court and go and have a go at this, probably with my brother in the next few weeks. And yeah, I'll probably take the camera along and see how it goes. So stay tuned for more nunchuck ridiculousness.